I'm here with Steven Jimenez in the international training camp in Bad Reichenhall, and he's from New York, living in Santa Fe. What is your profession?
I'm a journalist and filmmaker and author.
And when did you start and how did you come to family constellation?
Well, a friend introduced me to Bert Hellinger's work. It's been, 14 or 15 years ago, and I was immediately interested. But I went to a first workshop with Bert Hellinger in Oaxaca, Mexico, I want to say 12 or 13 years ago, and then had the good fortune of meeting Bert Hellinger about 10 years ago in New York. That was not doing constellations, but he was doing a lecture at Fordham University. But his work has had a big influence on my life and on my work for the last 15 years.
Could you explain or express a little bit the influence or the input you got from family constellation or from Bert?
Sure. Well, you know, I think before I met Bert, I had some sense of what I would call my own individual personal history, my own individual karma, to use that word. But as I began to understand this work, I began to understand some things about ancestral karma and how the influences of the past play out in our lives today. And I found that this was an opening that continues to resonate for me today, each day that I've been here in Bad Reichenhall. But in my work as a journalist, his vision and his thinking and his method of constellations has opened up a way for me of understanding human beings and human behavior, and many of the issues and problems that confront us not just individually today, but collectively in societies all across the planet.
If you have something to share with us personally, what happened to you today or in these days?
Yes. Well, I will say briefly that in the past, I have really had some understanding through the constellation work about things that have gone on in my own family history.
Wow.
Okay? But today specifically, both through the constellations and some of the last exercise that Sophie directed us in, that I had a very, very strong sense for the first time of my own place as a perpetrator in the past. And suddenly, with this understanding, things in the present become much, much clearer, because this is something in my work that I've been very interested in, the relationship between victims and perpetrators. And I believe today that I saw in a new light my own role as a perpetrator in the past, and that I felt a tremendous feeling of asking for forgiveness and coming to some new sense of reconciliation by seeing into the past of the many times. And it was in moments a dark picture, because I was seeing children that I had hurt. I was seeing other human beings, men and women in the past that I had hurt. And this really affects me deeply, but also there's a sense of freedom that comes with it, to realize what the price and the cost of this kind of violence is. So there's a part of me that wants to say, this stops here with me. This stops now. These repeated ancient patterns, they must stop with me.
Wow, that is really touching.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
A great pleasure, and thank you for all of the amazing work that you folks do. It just stirs me deeply.
That was live last day from Bad Reichenhall International Camp. Tomorrow we continue with the cosmic power. Thank you.